Leo, we're coming from the book of Fleetwood Mac today. Thunder only happens when it's raining. That's from their hit Dreams. Now, I love Fleetwood Mac. However, that song was written from an unhealed space because, truth be told, thunder doesn't only happen when it's raining. I mean, there have been thunderstorms and there's been no rain. It exists. I've experienced it, in multiple states. So I'm just saying, so today, Leo, we are talking about those narratives, unhealed narratives we mistake as absolute truths. Yes, thunder does happen when it's raining in a thunderstorm. However, you can also experience thunder and it not even rain. hmm I'm Shauna. This is your highest good tarot. And so we're going to get into those things, those unhealed narratives that we mistake as absolute truths. So let's get into it, Leo. Keep in mind, this message is not for everybody. Take it as it resonates. What is the narrative, Leo, the unhealed narrative that Leo has or possesses and mistakes as absolute truth, Spirit? What is that unhealed narrative for Leo that they mistake as absolute truth? All right, we have the Six of Swords here. We have the Ten of Cups. And we have the Empress. Ooh. This one is definitely based around family. It's definitely based around family. Oh, wow. Leo, at the bottom of the deck here, we have the Seven of Swords. And this is, Spirit is like really quickly saying this is based on some unspoken, you know, uh, you know how families have secrets. They have secrets that should be talked about but aren't, in order to uh, protect reputations, in order to sometimes protect certain people at the expense of others, because others may be more resilient, like children. And there's an unhealed truth surrounding you and your family situation, extended family for most of you, or whoever this resonates with. This is, I'm getting that this is about extended family, because, and it centers around a matriarch here. That she is the one who decided that either something wouldn't be told or it was ignored. Other people know, and she chose to ignore it, or it's one of those things where we're not talking about it, like it doesn't exist or like it never happened. So essentially, all of this, although there may be moments of happiness, especially with you, Leo, and with this Six of Swords here, this is actually you not feeling safe. You not feeling safe within the family unit, because if, let me show it to you again. Like, this is you, Leo, looking at the family and the matriarch. You're looking back at them, but you're going the opposite way. You're not even on land. their own land. You have gotten your shit and bounced because of this whatever is going on that's not being spoken on purpose. I'm looking at the bottom of the deck again at this Seven of Swords because it's not a coincidence that this is a feminine figure here who has her finger up to her lips. And as you can see, there are people around her who don't, their faces are showing not necessarily agreement, but like, oh, I guess we can't really do anything. She has all the swords. You know what I mean? And that's what I'm getting. This matriarch has all the power, has all the decision making. She's probably the one that has all the the coin and assets, and people are keeping their mouth shut because they don't want to not be put into the wheel. They don't want to not do or say the right thing because it is the right thing. What is this narrative, Spirit? Now that we what's the narrative specifically, Spirit? What is the narrative? The unhealed narrative. The specifics to that for Leo. What are the specifics to this unhealed narrative? Okay. Spirit is telling me, I pulled out the Seven of Swords. Spirit is telling me to clarify the Seven of Swords here. So that's what we'll do. Please clarify the Seven of Swords. Please clarify the Seven of Swords. Clarify the Seven of Swords for Leo, please. Oh, darn, I caught it. High Priestess came out. Eight of Cups. Nine of Wands. And at the bottom of the deck, Strength. There you are, Leo, right there. With Strength. It's like, yeah, you're being held down, you're being tied down. And I feel like it's because for many of you, you know what has happened and do not agree with the consensus of what everybody else is doing. So you're, it's like you're like washing your hands. And then for others of you, you're being held down to this narrative. You're being held down because of um it has everything to do with you. So it's like this narrative, this whole situation has a stronghold on you. And, that is also Leo. Strength is Leo. But let's go to the spread here with the High Priestess, Eight of Cups, and the Nine of Wands. Interesting how we have 8, 9. This is about you walking away with some knowledge of something. The knowledge is surrounding knowing exactly who is in your family. It's revealing that Um, because the Eight of Cups is all about walking away emotionally. Like you're completely washing your hands of this family because of the blindness, how they refuse to accept, how they refuse to acknowledge. That's what it is. They refuse to acknowledge what's going on or refuse to acknowledge what has happened to you. And this is one of those things that um, what is giving the unhealed narrative, plain and simple, Leo, is that there is something wrong with you with as the wounded warrior. You are the problem. You were possible. You were gosh, what's the word? What's the word? You enticed somebody. You encouraged something to happen. You uh you incited something. And I'm getting the feeling that this has everything to do with inappropriate behavior between um not just family members, but also inappropriate behavior with somebody who is not family, is not a blood relative. Maybe for some of you, this may have been somebody close to the matriarch, like a family friend. That's the unhealed narrative, that you are somehow at fault for someone else's behavior. Although it's never been spoken, you've been treated that way. And you know what, Leo, my heart goes out to you because that's some bullshit. From from the crown of the head to the soles of the feet, it's walking bullshit. Especially if this is because I'm getting like a younger energy. So young folks can't control what older people do. It just ain't a thing. It don't happen like that. People can choose to be controlled by young people, and I'll use controlled in air quotes. But yeah, that's not a thing. So wanting you to accept the responsibility of something that you could not control as a young person, or even if you were grown, still that you are at fault. Let's go to your advice here, Leo. Leo, if you are still with me, please like, share, subscribe. After we get the advice here, we'll move on to your final message. What's the advice for Leo, please? Advice for Leo. And if you would like a personal reading, they're available and there are multiple options. Send me an email and I'll let you know what those options are, Leo. What's the advice? So we have the Eight of Pentacles that came out sideways. Okay. And we have the Moon. And at the bottom of the deck, wow, Leo, 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 your energy is here, Leo, with the Seven of Wands. Stand your ground, Leo. Stay exactly where you are. If you have decided to uh voluntarily excommunicate yourself, for lack of a better term, from this family, and just remove yourself from and your energy from that situation. Spirit's like, you made the right decision. Stay over there. Stay over there. And keep your business to yourself. Don't let these folks know what is going on with you. Ain't no posting on the Facebooks, no posting on the social medias, none of that. Keep your business to yourself. Keep your successes to yourself. You're pulling your energy. Keep all your energy. Matter of fact, Leo, call your energy back to you. Call your energy back to you. Is there I'm being prompted to ask a question. Is there an how can I word this? Is there a possibility that Leo can reconnect with the matriarch or whoever made the decision to plant this unhealed narrative or encourage this unhealed narrative into Leo? Is there a chance for that person, for them to reconcile? Okay. Ask that second. Will the matriarch or whoever made the decision, will they apologize to Leo, sincerely apologize and make things right? Will that person make things right with Leo? First card, Leo, is a yes. Second card is a maybe. Third card is a no. And at the bottom of the deck, we have a yes with the Knight of Cups. And what I'm getting here, Leo, is that they are going to realize with the three of cups, the Hermit, and the Ten of Swords, they are really going to, I don't know who it is they're going to be around, the family or some friends or something like that, maybe asking about you and wondering what in the world is going on, why they don't see you anymore, what what the deal is. And it is going to, they're going to have a real come to Jesus moment with this person. And they're going to tell them, like, what? You did what? You did what to Leo? On what earth did you do that? On what day that ends in Y did you do that? That's how it's going to be. They are going to shame them, rightfully so. They're going to shame them for how they handled the situation. And then slowly, eventually, this person is going to come to you with a sincere offer. And you just really need to use your intuition when they do. Yeah, let's get this final message for you, Leo. Yeah, it's up to you how you want to move going forward. Really. It's up to you how you want to move. What's the final message here for Leo, please, Spirit? Final message for Leo. What's the final message for Leo, please? Anything else? Okay. Final message for Leo. Okay. Leo, if you haven't separated yourself yet, you've been contemplating it. Here we go. Spirit is clearly saying, don't walk, run away. And also remember, Leo, that you are never alone. You're never alone. You are protected. Also, at the bottom of that, we have distraction. You know, people are going to come to you with, gossip and want to ask you things. Don't lose sight or focus of your goals or your path, Leo. Those are just distractions. You know who needs to come to you and say what they need to say. And to show, not just say it, they have to show it. Right? I hate this happened, but I do hope this has helped you for your highest good. This is the unhealed narrative. It's not you, it's them. You aren't the problem here, Leo. Thunder does not only happen when it's raining. Until next time, y'all.